I guess we're waiting on the supervisor. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Okay, I just stood up and gave the Pledge of Allegiance, so I guess I didn't know I was on mute.
Okay.
So you're covered. I got you all. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start this meeting reading our announcement that we used to read that we have to do again now. This is the December 28th, 2021 scheduled meeting of the Shelter Island Town Board. And for the record, we do have a quorum present. The notice of the meeting followed the open meetings law as amended by Executive Order 202.1, allowing meetings to take place telephonically or through other similar services. We will be using Zoom and we will be recording the meeting, which will be available upon request at Town Hall. Additionally, we will be following the voting protocol used by the Suffolk County Legislature at its March 17th, 2020 meeting. All voting on board actions and resolutions will be done by roll call, and we ask that all board members clearly state their name when making a motion and clearly state their vote when their name is called. As per Executive Order 202.1, there will be limited participants physically present at this meeting. The web link to view the meeting has been publicized, and the members of the public have the ability to listen and to view the meeting. Okay. So we'll start with the agenda, and we'll go. We'll go Jim, BJ, Albert, Amber, and myself. Okay. So Jim, you have the resolutions? Yeah, everybody's on mute.
I do, Jerry. You want me to start first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Whereas filming permit number 77 was issued on December 7th, 2021 to Vincent Costacano for filming at 41 North Menantic Road on December 7th through December 10th, 2021. And whereas a filming cleanup deposit of $1,000 was paid for said filming, and whereas the Commissioner of Public Works has determined that no part of the deposit was utilized, now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to return the deposit amount of $1,000 to Mr. Vincent Castrovagani at 162 Smithtown Polk Boulevard, Center Reach, New York, 11720. So moved.
Supervisor Silla seconds and votes aye. Councilman Ianfola?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Brock Williams?
Aye.
So moved. EJ, you're up.
Whereas the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance has issued a notice of vendor collection credit to the town of Shelter Island for the period ending November 30th, 2021 in the amount of $104.02. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to transfer the sum of $104.02 from the trust and agency account to the general account. So moved.
Supervisor Silla seconds and votes aye. Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Brock Williams?
Aye.
Councilman Colligan?
Aye.
So moved.
Be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the payment of 2021 claims received in 2022 to be paid with 2021 funds through March 11, 2022. So moved.
Supervisor Silla seconds and votes aye. Councilman Brock Williams?
Aye.
Councilman Colligan?
Aye.
Councilman Ianfola?
Aye.
So moved.
Now, am I up next?
You're up,
Yeah.
Amber.
Okay, sorry. Okay, be it resolved, let me just make sure I'm on the right one. Yes, be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to credit the reimbursement check received from the Shelter Island Municipal Golf Course, Inc. in the amount of $493.90, which represents an amount paid for materials to the A 1490.410 Town Grounds Maintenance Contractual Expense Account. So moved.
Supervisor Silla seconds and votes aye. Councilman Colligan?
Aye.
Councilman Brock Ianfola?
Aye.
Councilman Dixon?
Aye.
So moved. Be resolved that the supervisor hereby authorized and directed to execute the agreement between ADP Inc. and the town of Shelter Island for the provision of executing an amendment to the said agreement concerning ADP time and attendance services retroactive to December 10th, 2021. So moved.
Brock Williams seconds and votes aye.
Councilman Colligan,
Aye.
Councilman Ianfola,
aye,
Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
so moved.
Whereas sealed bids were received by the town clerk's office until 3 p.m. on the 23rd day of December 2021 for the purchase of one used Unicarry forklift for the Shelter Island Highway Department. And whereas the following was the sole bid received: Island Forklift Incorporated, $20,900. Whereas the superintendent of highways has received and accepted said bid, now therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby award the bid for the purchase of said forklift to Island Forklift Incorporated, 74 Weeks Avenue, Manorville, New York, 11949, for the sum of $20,900. So moved.
Supervisor Silva seconds and votes aye. Councilman Ianfola,
aye,
Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
Councilman Brock Williams,
Aye.
so moved.
be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute the joint funding agreement concerning the water resource investigations for the U.S. Geological Survey between the town of Shelter Island and the United States Department of Interior U.S. Geological Survey for the hydrologic data collection on Shelter Island during the period October 1, 2021 through September 30th, 2024 in the amount of $64,900. So moved.
Supervisor Silva seconds and votes aye. Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
Councilman Brock Williams,
Aye.
Councilman Colligan,
Aye.
so moved.
Be it resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute the agreement between the town of Shelter Island and the Shelter Island Pilots Association to allow the Shelter Island Pilots Association to manage the airfield known as Clenowickus Airfield for a 3-year term starting March 31, 2020 through April 30, 2023. So moved.
Just a quick discussion. I had a phone call from one of the neighbors that would like to discuss the ongoing use, just so the neighbors have some input. And I had mentioned to him that likewise, when we spoke with the Pilots Association at one of our last meetings, they would like to get together. So I said we would put them on the agenda for a January work session so we can talk. We were going to go forward with the agreement, but we would have a meeting with the Pilots Association and the neighbors to talk about it. So
One comment, Jerry. Have we got the financials from the airport yet? From the
yeah, I think
pilots?
yeah.
Yes, yeah, we had gotten them a while ago. This just sort of fell through the cracks.
Okay, it doesn't show any substantial revenues above and beyond. I'm just curious.
No, it's kind of like the golf course. They cover themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a little bit of a cushion, so that's good.
Okay. So I would love to see that meeting happen. And as I said publicly before, I would like to go down and do an inspection along with somebody from the building department and the town engineer and do a thorough walkthrough, particularly through the that Mayflower trailer, to see in fact whether we need that trailer there any longer, or whether that equipment that's being stored inside there is even being utilized. And I even gave you I think I sent something back in an email that if they were contracting the airport out to be cut and did need the cutting, the town might be able to utilize those and buy them from them or whatever. So it's something
Okay.
to think about.
All right, so Albert made a motion. I'll second it. Councilman Brock Williams,
Aye.
Councilman Colligan,
Aye.
Councilman Ianfola,
Aye,
so moved.
Whereas the town of Shelter Island wishes to purchase certain property currently belonging to the White Estate, and whereas such property must first be subdivided, and whereas that subdivision requires that the sellers execute 2 performance bonds to ensure the completion of roads into the subdivision under enumerated circumstances, now therefore be it resolved that the town board approves a bond in the amount of $380,000 to cover future improvements should the Whites wish to further develop their properties, and be it further resolved that the town board approves a bond in the amount of $120,000 $120,000 for work to be constructed within 12 months of the planning board's resolution number 22 of 2021 dated October 12th, 2021. And be it further resolved that the planning board will re-review the bond every 2 to 3 years to ensure that the value of the bond covers the required work. So moved.
Supervisor Sillis seconds and votes aye. Councilman Colligan,
Aye.
Councilman Ianfola,
aye,
Councilman Dixon,
aye,
so moved. Be it resolved that the following transferals of 2021 funds are hereby approved. $5,012 from the A3510-498 Deer Reduction Management Account and dispersed as follows. $4,512 to the A3120.400 Maintenance Account. $500 to the A310-484 Animal Control Office and Miscellaneous Account. $579.70 from the Highway DA 5130.246 Equipment Account to the Highway DA 5130.249 New Truck Account. $1,025.44 from the Highway DA 5130.446 account to the Highway DA DM to the excavator account. $2,000 from the A8160.408 landfill repairs and maintenance account to the A8160.451 landfill and CD hauling account. $350 from the 1490.122 public works double time to the A1490.121 public works overtime account. $200 from the 5010.440 highway training account to the A5010.400 highway overtime account. $500 from the Highway DA 5140.100 personal services account to the DA 4140.167 highway overtime account. $2,900 from the DS 5110.482 highway MS4 maintenance account to the DB 5110.441 highway diesel account. $750 from the 1490.118 public works personal services account to the A1490.106 public works custodians account. $250 from the 1490.122 public works double overtime account to the A1490.121 public works overtime account. $1,950 from the A1410.101 deputy town clerk salary account and dispersed as follows. $1,000 to the A1330.484 receiver of taxes office and miscellaneous account. $550 to the A1330.414 receiver of taxes postage account. $400 to the town clerk's office and miscellaneous account. And be it further resolved that the 2021 claim numbers 583 paid to the Shelter Island Highway Department was a duplicate of a claim number 453 paid to the Highway Department. Now, therefore, be it resolved that claim number 2021-583 is hereby declared null and void. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized and directed to credit the amount of $218.15 back to the A6772.485 account and the amount of $363.23 back to the A6777.433 account. So moved.
Second.
Councilman Ianfola,
aye,
Councilman Dixon,
aye,
Councilman Brock Williams,
Aye.
so moved.
Be it resolved that the 2021 general claims number 1940 through 2114 in the amount of $310,047.61 and the 2021 highway claims number 237 through 265 amount of $68,081.75 and the 2021 West Neck water claim number 45 through 47 in the amount of $549.19 and the 2021 Community Preservation Funds claim number 24 through 26 in the amount of $4,496 are hereby approved for payment as audited. and that the supervisor and/or any town board member is hereby authorized and directed to sign the approval for payment of the same. So moved.
Supervisor Silva seconds and votes aye. Councilman Ianfola,
Aye.
Councilman Dixon,
Aye.
Councilman Brock Williams.
Aye.
Okay, that takes care of the scheduled items on the agenda. Before we open the meeting to the public, I had a phone call from Andrea Carter this morning from the Rams Head Inn, wanting to know if she could be on the agenda today to approve her mooring transfers. And I explained to her that we needed to discuss it in its finality once more. So we're going to put that on the agenda for Tuesday. Hopefully we can finish that, and at the next town board meeting, we can make our decision to approve the transfer of those moorings.
Jerry, just a point of clarification on that memo that we got from you or from her. Is it 8 moorings or 9 moorings that were? Because I thought it was always the original 8 commercial moorings. And
It's a transfer, Jim, so whatever the original was, that's what it is.
yeah, but I kept reading something about a 9. Did other board members read 9? I was wondering.
Check with Dottie. I'm sure she has a record of it.
8
How
is
many-
correct.
No.
8 is correct.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so we'll put that on the agenda for Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the other thing we'll schedule for the beginning of January is a meeting with all the committee heads, just to get in touch base. We haven't done that in a while, where we are with going forward with some of our projects, and where we're going to start needing input from the different committees on some of the projects we have going forward. Just always good to touch base with all of them in the same, well, we won't be in the same room, we'll be on the same Zoom. Okay.
Hey, Jerry, just one quick note on the Ramsey Inn issue, just so you're aware that that transfer does require a public hearing, so you would need to set that and then.
Well, I think
already had the public
we had
hearing.
the
We had the
public
hearing.
hearing and we
Already had it.
recessed it. That's why we recessed it numerous times, and nothing's changed. So I think it's just a matter of us, making our, any last discussions before the next meeting to vote on it.
All right. Yes, you just have to probably reconvene that hearing, then you can.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, any board members have anything?
Jerry, would you want me for the inspection at the airport? I'm assuming everybody is okay with putting that group of people together. And Jared, do you have, if I get a hold of Joe and maybe read Karen and myself, and if you would like to accompany us to go down there and do a quick inspection of the property, the hangars and the Mayflower trailer, I'd like to do that as soon as we possibly can in January. So if you don't want me to do that, or you want to.
I would say, yeah, let's do it before the weather gets bad. Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
Jim, one quick question on that. Have we confirmed, because I think there was some question last time as to whether that trailer belonged to the Pilots Association or if it was one of the neighbors? I just don't
I
want to
tried
be
to
going
look-
in somewhere if it's not our
Yeah.
property.
I tried to look at the map and it looks like it's on our property, so
Okay.
that doesn't mean necessarily that we own it, but it's on our property.
Well, the way it was explained to me is that the mowers were stored in there and they were used to cut but now it's contracted out. So Mr. Johnson comes in, I think it takes care of that periodically and cuts the runway. So those mowers are just sitting in that trailer, not doing anything. So I don't understand why and the trailer, if it's still able to be moved, you would like to get it out of there before it disintegrates, and then you got to go in and pick it apart. I just think that the property itself needs, and from my pictures you saw, it definitely needs a general cleanup of the property. This is another thing that I think an inspection will go a long way to informing everybody of what we need to do there.
That's fine, Jim. I just wanted to make sure it's something we had the right to go into.
Right, okay.
Okay, and one last thing before we open it to the public. I spoke with the receiver of taxes this morning, and everything is going according to plan there. She plans on being here New Year's Eve in case people want to come in the morning to pay their taxes and we're following all COVID protocols there. Also, there's also a drop box outside if people just want to drop it off. Amber?
Yep, I had something I wanted to share, and if I could share my screen, Christina. Let me just, what I wanted to let people know in an effort to make, it's easy as possible for people, for the public to attend our meetings. We're changing up the website a little bit so that if you go to the town home page and go click on the calendar. So if you wanted to attend today's meeting, if you clicked on the calendar and then clicked on the town board, or actually annual meeting, well, it doesn't matter. The Zoom link is right there for everyone. Also, when you go to meetings on this button page as well, the Zoom links are there as well for town board and meetings and work sessions. For committees, we've started to do the same thing. WMAC has already been set up, and the rest of them will get set up over the next week or so before we get into the New Year's meeting schedule. So if you wanted to go to a Waterways Management Advisory Council meeting, the Zoom link is at the top of that page. So there's a couple of different ways for people to easily get to the link that they need. So I just wanted to share that with everyone.
And Amber, just a bit of security. We always have somebody hosting the meetings, right? Overseeing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, each committee has its own clerk.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Anything from the public? Questions, comments? Meg?
I've just had a few people ask if we're going to be doing another booster clinic. Do you know if that's going to happen at all, like a pod, like the vaccine pod that we did before?
The host disabled my video.
You want to answer that, Jerry, or?
Well, I mean, we hadn't really planned on it. I suppose we can get in touch with Stony Brook, Southampton, and see, what their thoughts are.
My take on it is we were not fully subscribed for all of the booster shots that we had available when we ran it last month. So we'd have to have like an outpouring of, interest in the next one, because it is a big effort. And the fact that we didn't use, I think it was 100, give or take some, that people are getting their booster shots through their doctor's offices or pharmacies.
No, I know there was an effort to get the initial vaccinations for the school-age students, and there was some initial interest, but that kind of fizzled out too. So it's a big effort for Stony Brook, Southampton to come over to do this. So unless we can guarantee it, we don't want to ruin a good thing. What else you got, Meg?
My only comment, Jerry, on the home testing kits. A lot of people are looking for these home testing kits. They're tough to find, regardless. I went to the pharmacy this morning looking for it. They have been out of them for several days. And we would caution people that if we do get a supply of them in the pharmacy, that people not go up and buy 10 or 15 of them. Just take what you need. If you need only a couple of tests, take a couple of tests, because it's not fair to everybody on the island that needs a test if they've been in contact with somebody that has been COVID positive, and they would require a test. That there's enough of these self-tests to be able to be administered, or to everybody.
Yeah, and Dr. Potter still does it on a regular basis. I think you have to be a patient as opposed to just walking in.
Could we get some clarity on that, Jared? Because to be honest with you, if he's looking to increase his patient load, why not go out and make that offer to make an initial contact? People that have left the island to go to primary care elsewhere might be a nice gesture on his part to have people come in, introduce themselves, and say, hey, maybe they have a positive encounter and they want to, it could be beneficial to his practice. That's all.
Yeah. Again, it's he works for Stony Brook, Southampton, so it would have to be a business decision on their part.
Okay.
But I know he does have testing available, so you can call, the public can call the office and see what
Okay.
the arrangements are.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Yes, can I speak?
I don't know who are you. I can't see. It
I'm
just says I-
Penny, Penny Kerr.
Penny Kerr. Go ahead, Penny.
Yeah, having read this week's article in the Reporter on your engineering firm proposal, $3.8 million water proposal. I was just asked to, okay, there I am. I have many questions about it. One, how far, I mean, it seems like it's a quite developed proposal. I've looked at your maps. I haven't read the whole proposal, but I'm just wondering how much how much opportunity the public will have in your negotiations and in your decision making, because there's some points here that are quite concerning to me, and especially your location. So, and that water quality affecting water quality for 50 years, depending on where it's sited. So I certainly would like to be involved in that as a Green Options Committee and member, and as a neighbor of one of the sites that was chosen as being one of the better sites. So I'm wondering, what is the public's role in this?
Yeah, Penny, I think that was the initial presentation of the study that the town paid for to see what our options were. Now, the next step will be, as I mentioned earlier, we'll bring in the WAC, we'll bring in the WQI, we'll bring in the Green Options Committee, we'll bring in, any town committees that are related to it. We'll also open it up to the public for input. And I mean, that was just really just the tip of the iceberg, just to show you this is, what the study told us.
Another thing that I really found quite disturbing was the fact that Clonawickus Airfield was the preferable site, was because it was expandable, and that other parts of the island could then have their water shipped to this site. And I found that rather distressing personally.
But I think you misunderstood, Penny. It wasn't expandable for more sites. It was expandable for more types of treatment. In other words, when the school was looking at the IA system for this school only, the only thing it could handle was nitrates. So we're looking at systems that can handle nitrates, that can handle the new PFAS regulations we have, that can handle pharmaceuticals, that can handle anything else that comes down the road that, the Board of Health says we need to address. So it's not that we're looking to, create a sewer district for the whole island. We're looking to, the study was for the center of the island to see what we need to do here. Number one, to take care of the municipal buildings. Number two, to protect the aquifer. Number three, to address this nitrate problem. There's very severe nitrate problem we have in the center of the island. But with that said, we also want to just not limit it to the nitrate problem, to be able to address any other needs that we might have in the future.
I also, I have studied a fair amount of geology in college. And one of my questions was, has anyone taken into consideration the cemeteries in the center and their nitrates?
I don't think Joe Fenora is with us today, but that's something we'll talk about at the work session. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. I would like to be somehow kept abreast of this.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know. We'll schedule it in advance to make sure everybody
Okay.
has time to get there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing, Jerry and Amber, you might just want to encourage people. The presentation was a fairly extensive presentation, and I've had people stop and talk about this same thing that Penny just talked about and addressed. If they had the opportunity to have an hour and a half, that they could sit down and look at the complete presentation, and just to get a better understanding. Not but it's just important because I think there were a lot of good pros and cons made. There was some great questioning. It was a very good session. I think you can learn a lot. And I think Jerry said it best. I think it's a starting point. We need to address this nitrogen problem in the center of town, and that's what we're trying to do. And there are options available to us. So I think it's, we're not going to rush into anything, but I think if everybody does their homework and don't just look at bits and pieces of the presentation, look at the entire presentation itself. And eventually we're going to have to weigh the pros and cons of where we decide to bring the liquids. Remember, these are going to be highly treated, and they're not going to be in the same form as they once were. And if we use shallow drain fields, you do need, if you're going to use shallow drain fields like they used up in Meshamek, they had a big open field there. I sent you pictures of that, I think yesterday, of when they put those shallow drain fields in, not right next to the manor house, but out in a big open field. There was a lot of room to move those shallow drain fields around to make maximum use of that technology. So it's
Something else, though, in this part of the island, having lived here now for 20 years, we, rather than being an area where the aquifer tends to be low, we often deal with flooding issues. So it greatly concerns me to be piping thousands of gallons from the center into this part of the island too.
yeah, so noted.
Anybody else?
Just to answer Jim's question, if anyone from the public wants to watch that town board work session, I can't remember the date off the top of my head, which if it was the 14th or the 21st, but on the town website, there is a button for YouTube channel, and all of our recent town board work sessions and meetings can be found there.
Is it the 14th, I think, Amber?
I think so too, but I'm, okay, good.
Gordon? You have to unmute yourself, Gordon.
Jerry, you neglected to mention community preservation in the discussions going forward, but that's okay. I'm sure it's an oversight. I guess what I'm looking for, and I know this is early part of it, but I hope at some given point you can give community preservation some documentation that indicates that you're able to use preserved land for this purpose. That's my only statement.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, things are a little out of the norm right now with the way we're running town hall, and Dottie's in her side and I'm in my side. Normally, I would assume we would have had a proclamation today, so we're going to have to delay it. But Albert, I just want to make sure that before we actually do the proclamation, we just thank you for your time that you've put in on the town board. And for myself personally, I enjoyed working with you for the last 2 years. But Albert, I really enjoyed your knowledge, your history of the town, and you could go back and, well, this is why I think this was done, or this is why that was done. Well, these are things we look at. So aside from your your obvious love of the island, your history was a very big part of what you brought to us. So I just want to thank you, and obviously your passion. I'm not going to say that wasn't a big part of it too.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
You're here.
Yeah, and I say the same thing, Albert. Has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you and to call you a friend, and learn a lot from you as well. And you've earned my deepest respect as a town board member. I thought you were excellent, and it's a shame that it's not going to continue, and we miss you. But on behalf of all of the town board, the biggest thing we wish you is good health going forward, and that you and Mary get to travel and to do all the things you want to do in the decades to come. So amen to that.
Thanks, Jim. Very much.
Okay. Yeah. Bill?
Yep. reason I actually came to today's meeting was to thank Albert on behalf of Jody and I. Albert, thank you for your commitment, for your integrity, your openness, your dedication to the town and all of its residents. Thank you for the good fight that you have made in terms of the environment, especially in terms of water. And Jody and I wish you well and good health as you leave the board, and hopefully will continue to do great things for the town.
Thanks very much, Bill. I appreciate it. Your kind
Yep.
words.
Okay. If that's it, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Wish you all a happy new year.
All right, thanks, everybody. Have a very happy new year.
Happy New Year.
God bless.